Here we go, page 37. So, oops. All right. First one, a to the negative 4, a to the negative 3. Are the bases... You need a thing, don't you? All right. Sorry. Who need... This is from yesterday's. So if you were here yesterday, you should have it. Okay? Yeah, it's not a new lesson. It's the end of yesterday's lesson. So is everybody good? All right. A negative 4, a negative 3. Are the bases the same? So what do you do with the exponents? Add them. What's negative 4 plus negative 3? Negative 7, peoples. All right. 6x squared divided by 2x to the 7. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. X squared divided by x7. If you are dividing, what are you doing with the exponents? Subtracting. What's 2 minus 7? Negative 5. Are we allowed to have negative exponents? So how do I make the negative 5 positive? You bring it up? You move it down, right? It's already up. Because this is the same as that, okay? So you can just drop it down. So 3 over x to the 5. Okay. Oh, whoops. There's like a 1 there, right? If there's no number written, there's a 1. Okay, just I find this usually helps. So what's 1 divided by 2? 0.5 is a decimal. I'm going to say a half, but if you want, you can write 0.5. I'm going to do it both ways. y6 over y negative 5. Are the bases the same? Yes. What do you do with the exponents when you're dividing? What's 6 minus negative 5? So 6 minus negative 5 is 11, because it's 6 plus 5. Whoops. Gives you 11. So this becomes y to the 11, or 0.5 y to the 11. And that's it. You're done. Oh, you could write this one here. Could also be written as y to the 11 over 2. That's the same thing. So there's 3 different ways to write it. With the decimal, which I don't love, but I'll live with it. 1/2 y to the 11 or y to the 11 over 2. Those all mean the exact same thing. All right. Negative 2x to the power of negative 3. Where does that negative 3 go? Into everything. So it means that, right? I shouldn't have done this one yet. That's okay. We'll do it. All right. How do I make these exponents negative or positive? How do you make an exponent positive? You make it a fraction, right? So I can write it like this. You put them in the denominator. Okay? Now, what is negative 2 to the power of 3? What does that mean? Sorry? Negative 8, because negative 2 cubed is like negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is negative 8. So this becomes 1 over negative 8 x to the 3. All right. E. 8a to the negative 5, 4b to the negative 3. What's 8 divided by 4? 2. Can you do anything with the A's and the B's? You can't. So how do I make those exponents positive? Okay, so if you are in the numerator with a negative exponent, where should I put it to make it a positive exponent? In the denominator. So you can write 1 over a to the 5th. If the b has a negative exponent, how do I make it positive? Put it in the numerator. So I could write b to the positive 3 like that. You could write it like this. What's 2 times 1? It's just 2. So you could write, this is what the book will write. Okay. 8 over 4 is 2. And then to make these positive exponents, you flip them up and down. Where's that negative 2 go? Both. All right. How do I make these exponents positive? Put them where? In the denominator. So I get, if you take everything out of the top, what's left up top? What number? 1, yes. So it's 1 over. You have a 5 and a Q4, and then these two, 5 squared, P squared. When you put them into the denominator, they become positive. Can I simplify this? Is there anything I can combine? The 5s. Sorry? I heard somebody say it. Yeah. So 5 to the power of 1, 5 squared. What do you do with the exponents when you're multiplying? Add them. So it becomes 1 over 5 cubed. The Q4, the P squared stay the same. Anybody know what 5 cubed is? Sorry? 125? Yes. Right over here. So it's 1 over 125 Q4 P squared. Any questions? I feel like there is questions out there. We're all good? Okay, peoples. Number 10, please. Now we're going to look at what happens when you have a fraction. I know that's like a 4-letter word for everybody. A fraction, 2/3, to a negative exponent. Okay? So, if I just gave you, if I said, here's 2/3 to the power of 4. Actually, yeah, 2/3 to the power of 4. Where does the 4 go? It goes to both, right? 2 to the 4 over 3 to the 4. Okay? So we're going to do that the same, or the exact same thing to 2/3 to the negative 4. We're going to get 2 to the power of negative 4 over 3 to the power of negative 4. Everybody agree? That just follows, what rule is that? That's rule 4 there. Okay? What the exponent is goes to each term in the fraction. Now, how do I make this exponent positive? What do I have to do with the 2? You put it down. How do I make this exponent positive? You put it up. So tell me if this is the same. Is that the same? Everybody agree with that? Okay. Now, if I've given you this. 3 over 4, 3 to the power of 4 over 2 to the power of 4 is the same as this. This doesn't have any letters or numbers, right? So if I work backwards, I can then take this m out and put it in brackets. Everybody agree? So what does this become? 3 over 2 to the power of 4. Does everybody agree with that? Okay. Instead of doing all that junk in the middle, what's the shortcut to get from there to there? Exactly. You just take your fraction, flip it, so it becomes 3 over 2, and then the exponent goes from negative to positive. All right? That's this rule, which we're going to write on the board right now. A over, where is it? A over B to the power of negative n is equal to b over a to the power of n. If you just flip the fraction, it makes the exponent positive. Okay? That's all you have to do. Flip the fraction, exponent becomes positive. So, tell me what this equals. All right, I don't want negative exponents. And yeah, I don't want negative exponents. So what do I do? Yes. Okay, so we can flip the whole thing, right? So I get 5 over 4x squared to the power of 2. Is everybody okay with that step? If you flip a fraction, the exponent flips from negative to positive. If you have a positive exponent and you flip the fraction, it becomes negative. So you can go either way, but usually we're going to go this way. All right. Now, where does this 2 go? It goes to everything. So you get 5 squared, 4 squared, x to the power of 4. What's 5 squared? Over, what's 4 squared? X to the, oh, I'm running out of room here. Over x to the 4. And that's your answer. Are we okay with that? Yes? All right. Go to question number 13, or 12 on page 40, please. We're going to do a couple of examples. So we're going right here. Page 40. All right. So, evaluate without using a calculator. Okay, so 2 over 3 to the negative 3. We're doing A. How do I get rid of the negative exponent? Just flip the fraction. So it becomes to the power of 3. Where does that 3 go now? Everything. So it's 3 cubed over 2 cubed. What's 3 cubed? 27. 2 cubed is 8. That's it. That's all they want you to do. Okay? All right. We're going to do an example from 13. Which one should we do from 13? F, the hard one. All right, we'll do F. Okay. You have choices. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this one, okay? You have choices. Okay? The first choice, deal with this negative. So what do? Flip the whole thing, okay? So this becomes, don't change anything on the inside because you are flipping it due to this negative. Don't change any of the negatives in there. So when you flip it, you get negative 8 x to the minus 1 y to the 5 over 12x cubed y to the negative 1 to what exponent? Positive 2. Now what do? Sorry? So the exponent can go to everything on the inside. So we can do that. Okay. So negative 8 to the power of 2. X to what power? What do you do with these 2 numbers? You multiply them, right? Because you're using... Okay. So you get x to the negative 2. Y to the power of? 10. Over what? 12 to the power of 2. X to the power of? Y to the power of? Negative 2. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. What's negative 8 squared? Negative 8 squared? 64, positive. I'm just going to leave the x's for now and the y's. What's negative 12 or 12 squared? 144, x6, y negative 2. Okay. Now, 64 over 144. Can anybody reduce that? Do you want me to just tell you what the answer is? It's 4 over 9. Okay? Just find a number that goes into both and divide it and keep doing that until you can't divide it by a common number anymore. That's reducing it. Okay. X to the negative 2, x to the over x to the 6. What do you do if you're dividing? What do you do with the exponents? Subtract them. That is the second rule up there. What's negative 2 minus 6? It's negative 8, right? So when you get that negative 8, just write it like that. Don't put it in the numerator or just float it in the middle. Okay? What's y10 over y negative 2? What do you do with the exponents? Subtract. What's 10 minus negative 2? Positive 12. What do you do with the term that has the negative exponent? How do you make that exponent positive? Sorry? Put it on the bottom. It has a negative exponent here, so it goes to the denominator. So this becomes 4 over 9x to the 8. And if it's positive exponent, it stays up top. So I'm just going to put it right beside the 4. So 4y12 over 9x to the negative 8. Or to the positive 8, sorry. Those are tricky. This stuff is tricky, people. You just have to keep practicing it, okay? step by step. Try not to do too much stuff in your head. I'm going to give you lots of room. Any questions about this? Yes.
So you do like simplifying the inside of them.
Yeah. So what the other way to do it is, the way I would do it is I would simplify the inside first. Because if once you flip it, you don't even have to flip it, but say we flipped it and you got from this point here, I would go, okay, what goes into 8 and 12? 4. Is it 4? Yeah. Yeah. So I get -2 over 3. What's x? And then subtract the exponents. This is another way to do it. So -1 minus 3 is x to the -4. 5 minus -1 is 6. Why does it keep moving? Why 6? So I have that. Then the 2, the exponent 2, goes to everything. So you get -2 squared, 3 squared, x to what power? -8, y to the 12. What's -2 squared? 4. What's 3 squared? 9. Where do I put the x to make it positive exponent? And the y12 goes up. And you get the same thing. Okay? That's the way I would do it. I would always simplify the inside first. Okay? But I would flip this just to make that a positive. Okay? Yep. Why does it go to the numerator? Because it's already positive, so it just stays up there. Okay? You only drop it down if it's negative. Okay? Any other questions? All right, finish 12 and 13, please.